Huh.
Yeah. Wayfinder?
Galrath. Didn't expect to see you here.
Didn't expect to be here, but somebody has to keep an eye on this mess for Isgarin, and it fell to me.
He still has his doubts, then?
Plenty, but you'll get to plead your case. Let's get to it.
The last of our ensemble arrives. Good. There is much to cover, and our window will close if we don't move quickly.
What's the situation?
The first barrier has fallen, so we can breach farther into their defenses to gain more ground. But more ground means more to cover, and we're stretched thin as it is. One way or another, we need more soldiers. Once we have them, we'll be able to pressure their last lines of defense as we prepare for an assault on the Citadel.
Can we get the Astral Ward's full support?
Isgarin's answer is no. We're still recovering from the Kryptis attack, and this is not our battle.
What happens here will affect Tyria.
That's why Isgarin has been kind enough to allow the volunteers to support you. If you want the full backing of the Astral Ward, prove to us that Paitha can prevent the Kryptis from being a threat to Tyria.
Paitha has already proved herself to...
Calm now, Ramses. He will get the proof he desires in time.
What about the local Kryptis?
Epoch's hold on this world is more tenuous than it may appear. My people fear him, but there are limits to the control that fear grants. What we need is someone that they respect. Someone they will follow, even against Epoch.
You mean General Nephis?
Who is Nephis?
Epoch's former second-in-command. He has always been the more respected of the two, which is why he's still alive. Epoch has kept him quiet and contained, but he can't kill him. Nephis commands too much loyalty from the soldiers.
Where he goes, the masses will follow. It's time we track the old general down. This may take some time, but the war has widened, and there is need for your talents elsewhere on the battlefield. Gather what information you can as you assist our forces in the fight. Once he is found, I will have use for you again.
What can you tell me about Nephis?
I served under him myself for a long time. A brilliant strategist, fearless warrior, and a noble leader. Those things made him a liability to our gluttonous king. He couldn't be trusted to follow the more gruesome orders. Nephis commands too much respect to be simply disposed of, so instead, Epoch forced him into retirement. But he is watched closely. Epoch knows that any movement with the general involved would be a real threat.
What is Isgarin's plan if we fail?
The total destruction of Nyos and the Kryptis, most likely. It's what I advised in the first place. We have no reason to believe they can be peaceful, and the risk, if you're wrong, is the destruction of Tyria. Better to not take that risk. You have too much faith in them, far more than they've earned. But like I said, you've got your chance to prove me wrong. Better get to it. One last thing, Wayfinder. Isgaran is still allowing volunteers to join you here. The next group will be arriving soon. They're here because they believe in you, not Patha. Don't waste their lives.
Aren't you eager to get back to Tyria now that the gate is open?
Of course. But I need to make sure that Tyria will have a future. And that means finishing this first. The front line is where I belong, where I can do the most good. I'll leave when the war is over. Besides, Ramses and Patha saved my life. As long as they need my help, I have an obligation to offer it.
Will Patha's plan to convince the Kryptis actually work?
I don't know. So far. The Kryptis here have been beaten down for centuries. They must want change. Fear can only keep people under your thumb for so long. Especially when you start killing them indiscriminately. Living under Eparch may actually be a fate worse than death. At least with us, they have a chance to survive.
Look alive, soldiers. The Wayfinder approaches.
I've got a fresh batch of volunteers for you, ready to face the demon hordes.
Frode! You're an unexpected sight.
There's battles to be fought, Wayfinder. I may be getting older, but I still never retreat. Besides, I needed to check in with our forward group, see how they were handling it. Triage is in order, troops are looking disciplined, and you've secured a solid foothold in the area. You've done an excellent job here, soldier. Couldn't have done it better myself.
Thank you, Warden.
Well, I need to get out into the field, but I'm sure Arena will be happy to get you up to speed.
Of course, Wayfinder.
I knew this place couldn't beat you. Too much of your mother in you for that.
Who else besides Nephis do we need to account for?
Eparch has a few other generals he can still call on, and all of them are vicious creatures in their own right. We've heard talk that Queen Labris might be slithering out of the Citadel, which would be a significant escalation. There are also the twin generals, Alcaeus and Xantharon, but Eparch likes to keep them close for his own comfort. Let us hope it stays that way. I've seen the horrors they are capable of when their reins are removed.
Do you believe that Patha can keep Nyos peaceful?
I believe in her quest for a new Nyos, yes. Or I would not have pledged my horns to her. But can the Kryptis accept peace at all? That's a more heady question, isn't it? Eparch has ruled this place since your world was young. This is the only order the Kryptis have ever known. I believe a better path exists, but it has to be discovered, and then we have to travel down it. That will take time.
Has it been difficult to convince the Kryptis to change sides?
A mighty struggle, yes. Understand, it is not because the majority are loyal to the tyrant. They are not. The problem is one of fear, of terror. They have seen what happens to those who cross him. They don't yet believe we can protect them from his ravenous appetites. That's why we must show them that loyalty to Epoch is no shield from his capriciousness. He will gladly devour his own.
You're staying in Nios?
As long as I need to. I'll be keeping an eye on things, and sending reports back to the wizards. You know how this works. Show me that our soldiers are in good hands, and you'll get the resources you need.
Iskarin is too skeptical of Paitha.
Your misunderstanding is Garen's concern. Would Paitha be less of a threat to Tyria than Epoch? Almost certainly. But how many Astra Ward lives will it cost to roll those dice? If it had been good news that needed delivering, would Garen have sent me to do it?
Who do you think?
These reinforcements are just what we needed. Think what we could do with the whole ward. We think we've found Nephis, but we need to scout the area first. Draw their attention away for a bit longer.
Never give up. Feels nice. Kill him! Fall in! Such fight! Back me up! Mine!
see it done!
Focus on the destroying them will sever the magic supply.
Woman in position!
Good! You make quick work of it.
Our suffering is safe. Our scouts report as they are being shadowed. Their eyes are upon us now. We must move quickly if we are to beat the spider to our fly.
With the extractor start, it won't be long before the magic replenishes. You have done well.
If there are any astral ward in the area, we've got extractor towers here that we need to disable immediately.
Oh no, they sent a big one.
When Pathar returned with a champion of Tyrian flesh, we hesitated. As I watched those turrets fall, hope is woven through my thoughts. The fight, we may survive.
Our king demands his tribute.
Black Legion, see it done! The time is at hand for reckoning!
Little flies. I have only been started.
us and killed one of his prized soldiers. I'd say that's pretty crazy.
I sense there will be more obstacles in our path before we are finished.